best idea for a podcast of all time, or a Twitch stream. This is James in the Making, a Pokemon bracket podcast. So we take all 891 Pokemon, whatever bracket together, and find out which one the best one is. My name is Riley Hopkins. My pronouns are he and they, and I'm there not only today to find out what the best Pokemon is, but to find out what the best one in Paldea is. Paldea? The Paldean Play-In is alive!
His name's Paldano.
Paldano.
He's the Riddler. Hi, my name is Andrew. I am from the Argonauts and the Podcast Minds, and from a super secret project that will be revealed sometime soon. You can find me on the Moonshot Network, along with all of our other friends. I'm going to throw it next to me, Marn.
Hello, I'm Marn. I'm the other Argonaut, and you can also hear me on Dead Teen House Party, and also on a secret project that we'll announce one day. Joining me as well is Juliet.
Hi, I'm Juliet, they, he. You can hear me talk about Frankenstein and Frosty the Snowman and Paradise Lost and the Princess Switch over on I'll Be Pod for Castmas on the Moonshot Podcast Network.
And finally, a special guest from Off Network. Hello, Dan.
Hi, I'm Dan. I do podcasts like Pot of Greed about Yu-Gi-Oh!, Sonic Shuffle about Sonic the Hedgehog, Video Games the Movie, the podcast about video game movies. All of those are on noisepace.xyz. I have to say Z because the man who runs it is Canadian. I meanwhile use he, him, and they, them pronouns.
You also run one of my favorite Twitter accounts, I believe. Is that correct? Where we celebrate
yes.
holidays with Usher?
Yes, at Xbox_holiday, where Usher celebrates holidays with Xbox. I need to update the queue on that, but I do. But for now, it is up to Happy New Year, Xbox. I'll have to look up any sort of January holidays for that. And of course, you can look forward to another one of the video ones in Valentine's Day.
Then, for those of you watching, we are about to partake. Andrew, do you want to take this? Do you want to? You're technically in charge. You have the keys.
Sure. So, in case anyone doesn't know, we have a podcast on the network called Champs in the Making. The little logo is found right down there, and if you type !champs, you can find a link to it. But we run into a problem with it, which is that we finished round 2 of our bracket podcast, and the Pokemon Company went and they made a bunch of the new guys.
They just keep making more.
They just keep adding new ones, and so we figured there are so many that got added with this new, with the new generation. There are like over 100, if I remember right, including all the like
90.
paradox things and all. There's a bunch of them. We've officially hit 1,000. It's wild. But we decided that the best way to, instead of adding in 100 people to round 3 of a bracket, we'd have a playoff, a play-in. Grizzytron's right. There are too many new little guys. Let's fix that. So let's fix that. We're going to go through. We're going to do a lightning round. So I am going to set a 2-minute timer for each of these matchups, where we are going to discuss new Pokemon that have been added to the bracket, or to the bracket. I'm realizing I didn't do this beforehand, so now I'm trying to do it at the same time that I'm talking. We're going to go through.
It's never easy.
We're going to eliminate. We're going to go through 2 rounds of Paldean exclusive Pokemon. It is the Paldean Play-In. We are finding out who exists in the next bracket as we start round 3 in the new year.
What Pokemon are worth it, and which ones are chumps?
Yes, who will
Chumps in the
survive,
making, chumps in the making.
and what will be left of them. I'm going to set up this 2-minute timer. We're about to kick things off with our first matchup of Paldea. Are y'all ready?
I'm born ready.
It is time to find the dog that does 11,000 damage a second versus the darkest timeline Mischievous. It is Houndstone versus Fluttermane.
Does anyone want to stand up for Fluttermane here? Anybody at all?
Fluttermane rules.
What? You're a buffoon.
Okay, Fluttermane rules. It kills competitively. Mischievous is one of the coolest ghost Pokemon designs.
True.
I love that Fluttermane is such a cool spin on it.
I'm a person who loves Dragon Ball Z. I love long hair. But man, Bone Dog's ready.
I don't love Houndstone's design.
Mm-hmm.
It's
a downgrade from Greavard.
Yeah.
Whereas Fluttermane is like, oh, that's nice from Mischievous.
One thing that I think is interesting is that both of these Pokemon do incredibly gross things in competitive play. Houndstone gets to do extra damage for each Pokemon that got knocked out and double its speed in sand. And Fluttermane just has insane stats and typing. So both of them are ghosts that have done some incredible things in competitive, which is a dangerous precedent. I think I like Fluttermane more, even though I don't really like... This is something we'll get into. I don't like the naming conventions of the Paradox Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dan.
I gotta say, I don't really get the name Fluttermane, but I do like this variation on Misdreavus. Love Misdreavus. Houndstone. I'm looking at Houndstone. I'm looking at Greavard. I gotta say Greavard's kind of the better one. But Houndstone's nice. I'm gonna have to give it to Fluttermane. Just
Am I the only supporter? Houndstone has a design. Mischievous is the same guy.
You know what? You're right. Misdreavus, I don't know enough about this show to know where Misdreavus lies on the brackets, but
I think alive.
I think so.
But if that's the case, I think Misdreavus can fight for themselves. And they don't need a slightly upgraded version to help do the fighting for them. I'm giving it to Houndstone.
Now, Riley, you say this now.
2 minutes. Sorry, that's it. You can't call me a...
Well, I was just gonna say, are you gonna get angry when we, yeet the future mech Pokemon?
We'll discuss as we get to the future mech Pokemon. It's my fault. Future is better than past.
That is time. I need hands in the air. Everyone who feels for Houndstone.
Dan, do you have your hand in there?
Yeah, I realize this works for 4 out of 5 of us.
I don't have a camera, but I do have my hand in the air.
All right.
Whoa.
All in favor of Fluttermane, say the word hand.
Hand.
All right.
Hand.
Fluttermane is taking this one away. And we are going into our next matchup. Coming up next, we have Wattrel, the cute little Thunderbird, versus Iron Moth. What if Volcarona was a robot?
Oh, that's cool, but look at Wattrel.
I'm not.
What do you mean? Look at Wattrel.
They're a little electric bird.
Yeah, but Emolga really was novel and cool and a fun twist on a electric mouse. A random electric bird is fine, but not doing anything for me.
Now, I'm going to say this, and it could sound nice, it could sound mean, but I'm simply speaking the truth. Watcher looks like a dog toy.
I think that's a plus for some Pokemon.
Wattrel could get absolutely flummoxed by a Lucio. That is true. But only reason I would care about Iron Moth is if those things were funnels. Do they come off and do they fly around?
Yes. I think they are solar panels.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm giving it to Iron Moth.
I think they're solar panels that float behind it but are not attached. I like Wattrel. I think it's cute. I don't like the Paradox Pokemon, but I do think Iron Moth beats Wattrel.
Mm-hmm. I'm a noted disliker of when bird Pokemon are just that's a bird.
He's got a little, he's a tiny avian Pokemon. What's the Pokedex entry? How much time do I have left, Andrew?
You got 30 seconds. I don't know that we've got time to scroll down and find... For what, Wattrel?
These Pokemon make their nests on coastal cliffs. Their nests have strange, crackling textures, and they're a popular delicacy. They catch their prey by electrocuting them after diving into the ocean. Their bones produce electricity.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But compare to some of the other new electric types in this generation, and it is no contest. Wattrel is so boring compared to Tadbulb or Pawmi.
That's just a puffin. You've described a puffin.
Puffins are cute.
That is going to make time. I like Kilowattrel. I will also enjoy killing Wattrel. Everyone say hands if you want Wattrel.
Hands.
And those in favor of Iron Moth, hands.
Hands.
All right. Iron Moth is taking it away. We are 2-0 for Paradox Pokemon so far. Hopefully this changes into the future as we cut to our next matchup. We've got
Changes into the future.
Armor Rogue versus Wo-Chien. We've got a fun armor lad versus what if a slug was Doflamingo? Juliet, do you have any thoughts on either of these Pokemon?
I do think it's Amarouge, right?
Armarouge, I could see it.
Yep.
Yeah. I know we don't. I know generally speaking, we don't like Pokemon that are just like a guy. That there's like a contingent of people who dislike that. I do think that the like Armarouge like family has some like compelling ideas to it. I like Wo-Chien a lot more. Like Wo-Chien, I think would be like a slam dunk Pokemon in most generations, or even just like you saw a weird design on Tumblr and you're like, cool, I'm into this. This is cool. I'm in Wo-Chien's camp here.
Yeah. Speaking as a furry, as the video viewers can tell by my little picture, I like Amarouge. I like Anthropokemon, but I look at Wo-Chien and I feel at peace.
Yeah. I completely agree. Amarouge is built for me. I'm a person who loves like that Mega Man ass style, that Metabot looking motherfucker. But again, I think Juliet, you said it. Like, no, Dan, you said it perfectly. When I look at Wo-Chien, I feel at peace.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I genuinely like both of these designs, but I am a grass Pokemon liker, and Wo-Chien is such a good design for a dark grass Pokemon. It's so good.
Okay.
How
can I convince any of you by the fact that the shoulder pads slide down its arms to make a giant cannon to fire its signature move?
I will actually switch over to Amarouge.
And
that is cool. But Martin did bring up an important thing, which is that Wo-Chien is a grass type.
Is grass dark versus fire psychic for Armarouge.
Also, take a second. I don't know how much time we have. Google the art for Wo-Chien.
No one has time to
Wo-Chien
Google
looks
art.
Great.
We don't have time. That's it. That's the time.
That's it. Hands in the air for Wo-Chien.
Hands.
I think that's unanimous. That's euhandimous.
It's not euhandimous. I'm for Armarouge, but Wo-Chien gets to win this round. And Armarouge.
All 4-1, but not
I'm
one
so sorry,
for all.
Proto Man.
Yeah, goodbye, Proto Man.
Sorry.
Next matchup. I do want to say, Riley, you're writing these down, right?
Oh, yes, I am. Also, I forgot to hit the button.
Oh, my bad. Next up, we have Palmot. What if Pikachu is a little different? Versus Miraidon. What if your lizard was a car?
I genuinely think Miraidon and the other one look bad.
Well,
Ooh.
I think
Miraidon has little jets.
Yeah.
It's a little
I like
hover
Miraidon
type.
better than the other one, I will say.
I totally agree.
Oh, I like the other one way better than I like Miraidon.
I don't think I like either of them better than this little guy with big hands.
The thing is that Pawmi and Pawmo, I think, are much better designs than Pawmo, or Pawmot, I guess as we could call it. That I think like Miraidon's uniqueness, being a cool hover bike, overpowers the like, oh, this is the worst of these electric mice.
I don't know. He's got like little butthole hands.
That's not a selling point. You could have leaned into the clown collar, and that would have been fine.
I look at Miraidon, and if this is supposed to be a hover bike Pokemon, I think you could do better.
Oh, Miraidon goes like horizontal, and you literally ride around as like a hover bike. His legs shoot out little jets when you unlock the like sprint ability.
That part's cool. Don't get me wrong. I'm not quite feeling it with Miraidon. I gotta give it to Pawmot.
Pawmot's got the little blue holes on their hands. Like they walk around like this. I don't know. There's something to that. They look really cute.
Miraidon makes my back hurt.
Damn, you're right.
I feel old looking at it.
Got that Rob Liefeld pose.
Yeah. I feel like Palmont is one of the more successful like Pikachu clones to me. Because it is kind of doing its own thing. It's not really trying to be Pikachu.
I will say, neither of these Pokemon does anything for me. I do not have a dog in this fight.
Yeah, they're gonna die next round no matter what.
Did anyone else play Violet?
No, I played Scarlet.
Okay.
I like Miraidon, though.
I do think anyone who hasn't played Violet might miss out on how easy it is to bond with Miraidon and have like a really fun experience. In a similar way that like Andrew had a much better experience with Koraidon than I probably did because Andrew played Scarlet.
I mean, I would have played Violet if I had played one of them because I like robots more than I like, it's a dinosaur.
Well, that is time, so I think that we need to vote. All in favor of Palmont, say palms.
Palms. Man.
That's 2. All in favor of Miraidon, say palms.
Aye. Oh.
Palms.
Palms.
Andrew, you didn't say either.
I didn't. I'm going to go with Miraidon.
Yeah.
So yeah, Miraidon will take this one. I don't like the little rodent. I think I like Miraidon a little bit better. But we're gonna move on as we get into our best fight of the night. I think I love it when this happens. We have Tinkaton versus its lower evolution, Tinkatuff.
I have a quick, easy answer for you. One of them has a big hammer. Next question. Tinkaton.
Yeah, it's got to be Tinkaton.
Yeah, Tinkaton.
Gotta be Tinkaton.
Yeah, okay, great. Next question. Banking 1 minute and 50 seconds.
Juliet, you nodded, right? You also agreed? Is that what happened?
Yeah, yes, totally. I was just readjusting my camera. But yeah, Tinkaton, absolutely.
I just want to make sure you didn't have actually, I like the little guy.
I mean, I am a defender of weird, awkward middle evolutions, but not here.
Yeah.
Not today. Not now.
All right, well, then we are continuing this this dog and pony show with neither a dog nor a pony. We've got Espathra of What If an Ostrich Wasn't an Ostrich versus Garganackle, What If Minecraft Was a Pokemon?
It's salt, dude.
I know.
I love that stupid salt lamp.
Yes.
It's such a good rock type Pokemon. I can't believe they never did a salt rock type Pokemon before this.
Let me lick him.
I love the entire Knackley line. Very, very cute, very fun, very blocky, very low poly. I gotta give it to Garganackle. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Look at his little face, dude.
I do want to respect Espathra for being a psychic type that's doing something. He's not just a perfectly generic, boring psychic type. Or, when I saw that line originally, I was like, oh my god, is this really what this fairy is? No, it's pure psychic. It's fun. But absolutely no, this has to go to our sodium chloride friend.
100%. I love a tanky little bastard, and this is going to the tankiest little bastard of all. All in favor, say salt.
Salt. You did say little, and I do want to point out 7 feet tall.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure Garganackle is in fact big.
Garganackle
You got me there. You got me there.
Well, that boy should play hoops.
Damn, what if Garganackle played ball instead of knocking out all those Pokemon?
I think it would go a little something like...
Moving on, we're going to go with our next matchup. A couple of round folks. We've got Smoliv versus Tarantula. Also, first time I'm seeing Tarantula's shiny. That rules.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That way increases Tarantula's value, coolness, everything.
General stock.
Tarantula.
I don't think it increases it enough to get around the fact that Smoliv is a perfect friend.
It is when you make a little sad thing, it's going to win more often than not. That's just true. Our protective instinct kicks in and we say, I want to watch these things fight each other instead of being taken out by a larger predator. That being said, if anything's going to take it out, it's going to be Tarantula. I mean, it does. I love the cotton ball stylings. I love the different colors there. I love it's like how Metroidy it is. You know, it looks like you Samus Aran would fight it on a planet.
It, you know, is that does just make me think of the baby Metroid, and
don't think about that.
From Super Metroid.
Okay.
And I gotta say, Tarantula is like perfectly nailing that sort of like cute bug sort of feel. It's perfect.
It's cute for being a bug while still being bug-like.
I would keep this in a little terrarium.
I think.
Oh, go ahead.
I think Tarantula will do better in the main champs bracket than Smoliv would. I think Smoliv would normally easily get through Paldea and then get knocked out. Whereas I think like Tarantula like has a little chance, has maybe like a much lower floor but a much higher ceiling.
Smoliv isn't ready for war.
No, but it is emergency rations.
Yeah.
That is going to be time. So I'm going to start off. Anyone in favor of Smoliv, say aye. Aye. And then it sounds like Tarantula's taking it. We got 3 for it.
Damn. Yes, indeed.
Tarantula takes it. Welcome, Can. I'm sorry you got COVID. That means you're going to lose this fight, I think. But I hope you feel better. And we're going to continue on because we've got another match. It is a low friend from earlier. Another ghost on ghost fight. It's Grievard versus Gimmighoul.
Gimmighoul, Gimmigal. Like, I love Gimmighoul.
My problem is that I like Gimmighoul, but I think that Golden Go is like such a cooler Pokemon.
Yeah, spoiler alert for my wife who's in the chat. You're probably going to see the evolved form of Gimmighoul tonight, and I know you've been denying yourself that.
I also was surprised because I had no idea that there was an evolution for this. I don't think the little guy inside Gimmighoul is as cute as the like rest of the package.
Yeah. Can I get the second form of Gimmighoul? Can you scroll down on that?
It's popped up right there.
Yeah.
Thank you. Look at him.
Look at him. I hate it. It's the Reddit logo.
Yeah, I don't like it.
He's a little freak. He's nasty.
Grievard 16, where the weird gravestone evolution doesn't for me.
Yeah, Grievard's a very nice looking dog. And admittedly, he is just a dog, but whoo boy, is that a dog design.
It's a dog with a candle.
It's a great dog. It looks like an enemy that you would find in Luigi's Mansion in the best
I was literally
way.
about to say that.
Yep. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. I think that Gimmighoul's doing something interesting with fairy stuff. That Graveyard.
It's not
a fairy.
No, it's a ghost type.
It's a ghost type.
Okay, Graveyard it is.
All in favor of Grievard, say bark, bark.
Bark, bark.
Oh, I love being in charge of this. I get to make my friends bark.
I hope.
Moving on.
It's really not that hard, Andrew. I think
you could ask. I am such a good listener.
I will say I do like that Gimmighoul is a mimic.
Yeah, it is cool to incorporate that into a big RPG.
I love that there are towers that you can go up. It's like, wow, I get to climb up this tower to open a chest. It's just like, but there aren't normal chests. There's just these exclusively mimic chests.
This motherfucker read a book. It was like, yes.
Well, I'm getting a lot of barks in the chat, which means it's time to move on. We've got our next matchup. We're going to see Flamigo versus Finizen. All right, Riley.
That's a flamingo.
Huh?
That's a flamingo. That's a dolphin.
So
I like flamingos.
So, okay, Finizen's the first form, so I'm not going to explain it to you yet. Here's the deal with Flamigo. It is hard to tell from this image, but if you look at it, it is a boxing glove.
Oh, Oh my
The
gosh.
body is a boxing glove with the thumb and with the cuff around it, and then the arm is like a boxing arm. So it's a flying fighting type.
Interesting.
That's kind of really cool. But
That is kind of cool.
Finian looks like a Neopet.
Finizen looks like a
Yeah.
Neopet. Yeah, it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like.
Cam in the chat, and he is an amigo because he is my friend.
100%.
I like Finizen. I like its shtick. Also worth noting, I think both of these Pokemon are like insane competitively for different reasons.
Finizen is not. This is the unevolved form.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking of its evolved form.
Yeah.
Yeah, Flamigo could do some crazy stuff competitively.
I
Yes.
read the flying fighting type. It isn't strictly novel, but it does still feel very new.
Yeah. Flamingos are really cool, and today I learned that they can handle just about any extreme temperature, and that's why they can be at like pretty much any zoo in America.
Damn, that's wild. Ziggy points out that Finizen also looks like a Neospatian. Hello, Dan. Do you agree?
I'm thinking about Neospatian Aqua Dolphin, and I do see it in there. I would say it looks more like a rainbow, a crystal beast, personally, but I get it.
I like that it's shiny is it without pigment like real flamingos in real life.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true.
All right. Well, it sounds like we've reached the end of this. All in favor of Flamigo, say aye. Aye. It sounds like 3. All in favor of Finizen?
Aye.
3-2. Flamigo continues to be a friend. Finizen remains a second-class Finizen.
Andrew, I want to let you know that I found out you can do a timer on your Stream Deck, and then it will just set off a little time. Like, you just hit the button, it just goes. That's what I've been doing. That rules.
I was going to say, I'm doing this on my phone.
If you have a time in this next matchup to put it on Stream Deck real easy, it is so nice.
I don't. But we're going to move on. We've got Iron Bundle. What if Delibird was a robot against Clodsire?
What a hard matchup.
Well, yeah?
Yeah. Everyone loves Clodsire.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I'm on that side.
Yeah.
Finally, Delibird's time to shine.
Delibird already shined.
Yeah, Delibird is really good, but basically the way I'm looking at it is if I had both of these as toys, I think I would like Clodsire a little bit more. Clodsire looks like a very squishy plush toy. Iron Bundle, really cute, really cute. Love this like robot Delibird a whole lot, but Clodsire is so incredibly shaped.
Nine of Neils points out that Iron Bundle's head pops off when it gets hits, and when it gets hits.
So
yeah,
here's the thing: the Iron Bundle is like what was little Santa toys, except it skis around on its little feet. It just like skates around, and then if you hit it, its head goes boing, and it's like on a little thing, and then it pops back in. What does
Zig mean that Clodsire sticks its ribs out?
So
what?
Do you see this little circle on its back? So Clodsire and Paldea and Wooper are based off of a lizard that fights things by stabbing them with their own bones. It's not the smartest evolutionary thing, but it's the one that it's got.
That's
Clodsire can attack you by sticking its little bones out up top.
That's fucked up, and I love it.
Let me see if I can't find it.
Also,
14 seconds.
Is it weird at all that Clodsire looks like it's a Ditto pretending to be a Clodsire?
It does.
It kind of does.
What does a Ditto Clodsire look like? I'm looking at Bone Man right now. Holy shit.
Okay, I can't find an official image, but I do have some fan art. It looks kind of like this when it happens.
Oh.
And that is a thing that you can see in game.
I do like that.
Okay. Shout out to Santa, a real one.
Shout out to Santa.
We love you, Santa.
But
shout out to my man Chris C.
Pour out some milk for Iron Bundle.
Big Mr. Krings up there.
Pouring out
wait,
for homie.
Isn't Kringle spelled with a K?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Shit.
It's Chris Kringle.
Well, whatever.
This sees for Christmas.
Anyone in favor of Iron Bundle, say ho ho ho.
Damn,
Sounds like
no
Claude Sire takes it.
No
That's
one will
the
even
power
stand
of
next
water
to him.
absorb, baby. We're moving on. Up next, we have the evolved form of Tarantula, Spidops,
Whoa!
versus what if a dog was a loaf of bread?
Hey, Dash Bun, you're great. That's the hat man. That's a fucking error.
Those
Sleep paralysis demon.
those are the spiders in that tweet where it's like you ever get so tired you start seeing spiders.
Everything is spiders.
One thing that I will point out about Spidops, possibly the worst Pokemon this generation.
I don't give a
Possibly.
shit. That thing sits on my chest. Like won't let me move my arms.
Is there anything bad to say about Darkspun?
No, perfect,
It's-
amazing, beautiful.
It's
great
fine.
dog.
I like its pre-evolution more. Like the it feels a little over designed to me.
So
Okay.
I disagree. I think it's cute that it's got like a braided chala bun. Is that how you pronounce it?
Chala.
Chala? It's like a the
Chala. You gotta
Chala.
hit the
Sorry.
itch.
Oh,
I tried to, but I'm
like
sick.
chutzpah.
It's got the like braided chala bun in the back, which I like a lot.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like the Black Panther.
And it also has a cool ability called well-baked body, so it's fireproof.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
'Cause it's
I
really
love
made
that.
of
That
bread.
is very cool.
Damn, I'm also well baked.
Uh-huh.
But look at Spider.
Let's just
Looking
bank
at
the
him.
time. Let's decide now and bank the last 20 seconds.
All right,
Yeah.
everyone's in favor of Spidops?
Uh-huh.
Bark,
Yeah.
bark.
Everything is spiders.
Baby.
All right, in that
He'll
I just
cover
wanna be
me in
clear.
my sleep if I don't vote for him.
No, I want to be clear. Everyone is for Darkspun. I guess Riley for Spidops. I know Andrew's saying.
Wait, hold on. Who won there?
wait, all in favor of Spidops?
No,
Aye.
that's what you
Aye.
said out loud.
Riley and Marn, all in favor of Dashbund. I,
Bark, bark.
Dan?
Dan?
Dan, where you falling?
I'm falling on Spidops.
What?
Yes!
I thought I heard it right.
Baby!
I was trying to call the vote early because I thought we were all 4-1 against Spidops. Like,
No! Look at him!
oh my god.
I can.
I love
doing
Spidops
this.
so much. I don't think Spidops is scary at all. I think Spidops is very cute
I like
in a
his
way
design.
that Dashbun isn't and could never be.
Dashbun doesn't got it. Dashbun can't hang. Spidops is cracking 40s, and he's also haunting my dreams.
It's so upsetting because I will say, Spidops is quite literally a Pokemon that cannot hang. But we are
Spidops-
moving on.
Yeah.
He can't hang
Moving
in
on.
battle, but he can hang at the bar.
Up next, we've got Capsay Kid versus
Uh-huh.
Relor.
That's a ball.
It's a
I
dung,
don't need
we
a
got
fidget-
we got a little baby Pepperman versus a dung beetle whose shiny apparently is just rolling around a ball of gold.
I like. Can I get a wide shot of Relor? Can I get a side by? Like, hold on. Let me look this up.
Yeah, go ahead and look them up on your own time. Just because I can't do that on the overlay.
Because I just see a bunch of shit. I need to see what the bug looks like.
The
I
cool
kind of feel
thing,
nothing for either of these.
the thing that
Oh my
I
god,
like
he
about
polished his
Relor-
turd.
The thing that I like about Relor is that it is cursed to roll upside down forever. The boy lives
no.
upside down and just rolls his little ball of dung around.
He has a person face.
A little
He has a
bit.
human face.
He sure do.
Oh Christ! I
I
don't
really
like either of these.
Yeah, I'm with you, Dan.
Wait, what bothers you about Capsicid?
It's just not good.
Capsicid is like It's like a bald baby with a huge head.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me. And look how far I've come.
Oof. My real problem is that I've stepped on so many capsikids in Scarlet and Violet that I'm just annoyed by them by now.
Yeah.
They're too
That
small.
too.
Like
so
a
I've-
Zubat.
accidentally. I also
No.
I just don't think they're as cute as their evolved form is.
I totally agree. You should be excited to run into a capsicum. It's like, oh, you've got this fun spicy pepper, but it's not fully ripe yet, sort of thing.
Mhm.
And it's like, oh god, I ran into another one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Relor.
Yeah.
So real quick, as we're working down on time here, traditional Paldean dishes can be extremely spicy because they include the shred front teeth of capsicum among their ingredients.
Cool.
Okay, so a
Bone
kid that
dish.
I can knock their teeth out and then eat them. It's me in
And
middle
on the
school.
other side, one must imagine Relor happy.
There was a thing in chat where it said his Pokedex entry mentions he only cares about the ball he's rolling over his life. And same, dude.
All right, all in favor. That's time. So, all in favor of capsicid say spicy,
Spicy.
and everyone else say ball is life.
Ball is
life.
life.
4-1.
Ball is
Relor
life.
is moving on.
This next one's going to be an open and shut unless this second Pokemon fucking rules.
Up next, we
Nope.
have Tandemouse versus Arboliva.
No Pokemon has permeated public consciousness as much as Tandemouse next to Pikachu.
You are thinking of Mousehold.
Yeah, you're
The
thinking
whole
about
thing. The whole guys. All four of them.
I love Tandemouse. I like Mousehold more, but I love Tandemouse.
I like Mousehold more, and Arboliva is my fucking guy on my competitive team. Arboliva rules.
Tell me about him.
Arboliva is just a very good, solid, normal grass type. Like, holds up really well in a competitive fight. I have used it as like basically a brick wall on my competitive team. It's good. It learns a lot of good moves. It has really versatile Terra types. I love that thing. And I love that it's a weird fucking tree angel.
If you punch it, it drops a bunch of olives that heal you.
Yeah, I bet it's rich in it. I bet the olives are very rich in antioxidants.
My favorite thing with Arboliva competitively is that it has an ability where if it gets hurt, it immediately activates grass terrain, which makes its moves stronger. Or no, it makes it like regain HP, and I think it makes grass moves stronger.
Yep.
And it is the funniest troll to just bait people into attacking you and then being like, oh, I just activated a thing that gives me my HP back for 5 turns.
I think Arboliva is a A-tier Pokemon design. And I think Tandemouse is a like S-tier Pokemon design.
Yeah.
Sometimes two men. We are two men. We're burly. We'll do what you want. Yes, our bodies are strong, but our friendship is stronger. We have been friends for over 14 years. Of course, there have been ups and downs, but we always come to terms with our differences because friendship like this comes once in a lifetime.
So
by hiring us, you receive not just the strength of our bodies, but the strength of our emotional bond as well. Tandemouse.
Riley, you can't just read copy pasta to run down the time.
Counterpoint, I think Arboliva will go farther in the main bracket.
I don't think that's true.
I'm so partial to it, and if it was anyone else, but like I'm at Mousewife Games, and I would not be like the weird little mouse furry I was if I didn't support mice in a time like this.
Man.
I think that you put it the best when you said that this is an A+ against an S. Like this is a heartbreaker. I agree that Tandemouse is better, but it's time. Unfortunately it's time to come to a vote. All in favor of Tandemouse, say 2.
2.
I'm sorry, Marn. Your friends.
You guys
going
are
in the
fucking
dirt.
wrong.
We're
I
squeezing
love
your
History-
guy
History
into
will
oil.
be on my side.
Marn,
I'm here for you this next matchup, Marn. I'm here for you.
I did not say 2 because I am
Thank you,
swayed by
Juliet.
Marn's argument that Arboliva will go like stronger, later. And I also think Mousehold will be the better contender later.
Yeah, I think
you're
Mousehold
right.
will be better.
This is thank you, Andrew, for confirming for me that this is the one section of champs that a filibuster will work in. So you need to be aware for that.
If my wife is listening, she needs to leave right now because the second competitor up is going to be Roaring Moon, the Paradox Salamence. But the Pokemon that it is up against is officially Pokemon number 1000,
Yeah, my boy!
Wow, look at him.
I love Goldengo!
Tell me about it, Marn.
Goldengo is who my competitive team is literally named after. It is a ghost steel type Pokemon. It has a special steel type move called Make It Rain. And it has an ability that makes status moves completely ineffective against it. It rules. It looks like a fucking mac and cheese mascot. I love it so much.
Cam, I'm looking at its Pokedex entry right now. It's surfboarding.
It surfs. It
Oh.
surfboards.
This little Pokemon's like, no in-flight movies. I'm out of here. And go fucking escape to the city's plan.
Yeah, he's skating down the streets of San Francisco.
I don't know if any of you are Venture Bros fans, but there's an episode where they bring back the ghost of Abraham Lincoln by because he can only manipulate things that have his face on him, so they just build him a body out of pennies and $5 bills.
Yep.
That's Goldengo. That's just the whole concept. He's just a haunted stack of coins.
Does he not have a shiny?
No, it's shiny locked in this game, and they haven't revealed the second one yet.
He's already shiny.
Look at him, Riley.
Fair.
Yeah, he is a wacky inflatable arm flailing tube man, Cam, and he rules. I love him.
Roaring Moon, great name, genuinely. I like the vibe of that a lot. Salamence has never done anything for me. Salamence has always been weak. Salamence could never hang.
The silver denarius of the late 7th century was modeled so exactly on the old trians that they can sometimes only be distinguished from another by the metal in which they were struck. Both were small coins, smaller than a modern British halfpenny or American cent. They were only a centimeter or a very little more in diameter, but relatively thick for their breadth. The same monetari were responsible for their minting, and since the same die cutter supplied them with dies for both, the strong similarity between them is not surprising. I should care about this Pokemon because I literally Money and uses medieval Europe. Like this is my jam. This Pokemon means nothing to me, so I will just go along with the people who seem to like it.
Damn. Those are in favor of Goldengo say make it rain.
Make it
Make it rain.
Money.
Goldengo moves forward from Roaring Moon. My wife's a lot back in the chat, but I'm not sure how to tell her. So, next up, we have a heartbreaker. We have Mastiff, one of my favorite Pokemon from this gen. A very cute, a very great, the boy. They're up against Fuecoco. Does anyone want to argue against Fuecoco moving on immediately?
I want to say that Fuecoco is a very strong starter, an amazing starter. After how weak the starters were in Galar, Fuecoco is a blessing, a beautiful gift. I love him. I think I, however, will bring you over to Mastiff, who's trying so hard to be intimidating but can't. Is just cute. Genuinely, in his Pokedex, I believe it says that he's trying to snarl, but it's just a pained smile because he's just a little cutie. He can't manage. He's Bubbles going, I'm hardcore.
He looks like he's got to pee, but his owner won't let him outside.
Oh. I understand how you feel, but together Fuecoco and Goldengo make a team of McDonald's mascots, and I think that's beautiful.
You are right.
I'm looking at Mastiff, and I've heard what you've had to say about him, and it's making me want to cry.
Get a way that you'll vote with me, or
Yes.
It always scowls in an attempt to make opponents take it seriously, but even crying children will burst into laughter when they see Mastiff's face.
Ah!
Its well-developed jaw and fangs are strong enough to crunch through boulders, and its thick fat makes for an excellent defense. Let me reach out to you right now, my gamers.
Wait,
I
hold
used
on.
to work.
Whose thick fat makes excellent defense?
Mastiff.
It doesn't matter if he doesn't have the ability.
It does not
Listen
have
to me
thick
for a
fat as an
second.
ability. Doesn't count.
Uh-huh.
I used to work with a 190-pound Mastiff. He passed away this year. Are you going to kill his memory?
No, so
Yeah.
the ghost dog through. That's time. All in favor of Fuecoco say spicy. Spicy.
Spicy.
That's at least 3. That's
Hey,
consensus.
2 votes for Mastiff. I'm happy with that.
All right.
I
Fuecoco is through. We've got up next this year's pseudo legendary. We've got Baxcalibur, the ice dragon, up against a Pokemon that 90% of the people I know looked at and said that's a gender. We've got Iron Valiant.
Yeah. So I love pseudo legendaries. They make them to be cool, and it usually works on me. Baxcalibur, gorgeous, fantastic. Iron Valiant.
I'm looking at Iron Valiant, and I'm just sort of making the flushed emoji.
Yeah, he's very cool. Like, that's tight as hell.
I agree with Cam in the chat that says that it is the only cool robot paradox.
Yeah.
That's not true. Tyranitar is right there, but like it is a very cool robot paradox.
It's got the best parts of Gallade and Gardevoir, and it's a robot. It's got 2 dual discs. It can play 2 separate games of Yu-Gi-Oh at the same time.
It can't.
Oh.
Absolutely right.
Also, does Baxcalibur, because it's just hard to tell if it's not, because I haven't seen it in the game. I haven't gotten that far, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It just has a single wing, right? Just a single like ice spike.
Yeah, it has a giant it's like a Spinosaur. It's got a giant
it
glaive
looks so cool
coming out of its back, and it does have an attack that it flips around and stabs people with its own back.
Juliet, I'm sending you a
Okay.
picture right now. Look at this fucking thing. This little image is not doing it justice because you can't see the style of its face, the look of its like it has such a glower. Its hands, and it has the claws on top of its hands. Like it is a really beautiful creature.
It just shouldn't be a biped.
Really, I can see that, but I think it gets something from being a biped.
I don't know. I think it's too much in the like, oh well, Dragonite and Tyranitar were bipeds. Like, I don't know. I think Iron Valiant has so much going for it, and Baxcalibur has like some positives and some negatives, and you can't come in here with some pros and cons against, like you said, Gallade and Gardevoir together in this.
Do those pink blades fuse together to become a staff? I'm looking at the Pokedex picture. It becomes those 2 blades, they take it apart and they put them together and they have a fucking Darth Maul ass staff.
Do they really?
That rules.
All in favor of the robot say beep boop.
Beep,
Beep
boop.
boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop.
In the words of community, beep boop for me too.
Then we are moving on. Baxcalibur's in the frozen ground. We've got Lechonk, everyone's favorite little pig. I never knew that its shiny was pink before. That's very cute. It is up against Glimora.
Tell me about Glimora.
Glimora is it's like a rock flower that is a crystal. This picture's not doing great justice to Glimora. I would look up its Pokedex entry. But it floats around. It's made of the same shards that let Terra be a thing, I guess. But it opens into a big flower. It is the champion Pokemon of the champion of the region. It's the one good Pokemon on our team. It's a shame.
And it's a rock poison.
It's rock poison.
Yeah.
It's a shame she uses it last because every time you hit it, it throws out toxic spikes, which is not the strongest strategy for the last Pokemon on your team to use. I I think Glamora is a great, fascinating, weird Pokemon. I love a little weird thing Pokemon. I feel like we kind of get less and less of those every time that the games come out, and I love Glamora for it, for just being an odd little presence. The other ones,
I love Glamora.
I don't think Lechonk does anything for me.
I like Lechonk. I like its evolution more.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think
we're not judging evolutions.
I know what I know.
But I do think, like, since we're here and we will be doing the play-in and everything, I think Lechonk is batting way above average when it comes to here's a generic normal type.
Yeah.
I think Lechonk is a Pokemon that I am like consistently like happy to run into or be like, oh hey, Lechonk. Like, very rewarding, very fun Pokemon. I love Lechonk evolving to the thing. I will listen to Andrew if you say Glamora, you having had more experience with Glamora. If you pick Glamora over Lechonk, I will listen to you and I will go with you on that. But I don't see something natively in Glamora that calls to me.
One of the other things, someone in chat does say you got to see Glamora in motion. It doesn't make sense otherwise. Yeah, kind of like jellyfish.
Yeah.
Jellyfishes.
Almost.
Yeah.
I'm looking at these pictures, and
in a way that's
really
very cool.
smells good.
It's like it's not like a full on jellyfish, but it's a loose jellyfish, which is very cool.
It's neat.
We are coming up on time.
Ooh, okay, yeah, no, Glamora is very cool.
Yeah,
Dan, did we hear from you?
We're on time.
Good, fair.
All in favor of Lechonk, say oink oink. Then with the 5-0 sweep, it sounds like Glamora is taking it.
Hey!
And we are moving on to two of my favorites this region. Boy, these matchups are locked. We've got Citadel, the little ice baby, against Tatsugiri. What if a sushi was a Pokemon?
Try to pitch something that isn't Citadel to me. Look at its little smile.
A little dragon water guy?
It is just pure ice. Citadel's pure ice. Tatsugiri is dragon water.
Interesting.
Like a dragon roll.
Yes, it's
I
like
love
a dragon
sushi.
roll.
Tatsugiri does some
Okay.
interesting stuff competitively.
Yeah, Riley, you want me to pitch you on something other than Citadel?
No, but go ahead.
So, Tatsugiri is a little fish Pokemon. It has a friend named Dondozo that is a big fish Pokemon. Tatsugiri has an ability called Commander, where what it does is jump inside of Dondozo's mouth and pilot it like a mech to give it +2 in all of its stats.
That's very cool.
Tatsugiri gets in the robot.
I see a stretchy form. Can you explain that to me?
Tatsugiri has three different flavors. I'm clicking between them right now. The main difference is that Dondozo has a special move that it can use, and it'll get a boost to its stats depending on which type of Tatsugiri is inside of it.
That's cool. That's very cool. Alternatively, look at Citadel.
Yeah,
Citadel's fine. Citadel, I hate to like judge against an ice type this way, but like doesn't feel finished.
Yeah.
He's got big arms. In the little Pokedex picture here that I'm looking at here, like, he is running, he is gunning, he is having a blast. Juliet, I'm sorry, I just have DMs open with you, so you're getting this picture again.
I don't mind, because okay, this is much better. This is way better, because the still image just looks like something you would make on Blender, like at the end of your first week using Blender. You know, you're like, oh, I made a circle and then I extruded some polygons. Wow.
He's running.
Such a compelling picture.
He looks so cute. This Pokedex picture.
Can we?
Like, I posted it in the live on stream chat so we can all view it.
Yeah, when you get those, if you shoot them to me, I can put them
on
stream.
Here, I'll do that as well.
But
I feel like kind of a failing with some Pokemon in this generation is that they do look much better in motion on like the overworld than like in just the static sprite.
I mean, that's just because it's just because like the 3D sprites don't look good T-posing.
Yeah.
Like none of them do.
You're right.
Yeah. Well, we are out of time. All in favor of Citadel, say baby.
Baby.
Baby?
Baby.
I would be happy with either of these, but Citadel is kind of won me over.
All right. It sounds like 3-2. Citadel is moving on beyond Tatsugiri.
Dan, what was your thought on Citadel?
Oh, yeah,
I
go
do
ahead.
want to hear it as we get everything set up.
Citadel's got... Looking at Citadel with the open mouses looks kind of weird to me. It's got sort of a Bugsnax ugly cute vibe.
Yeah.
You are
Like, this is
absolutely right.
This is a Grumpus.
I like Tatsugiri's like official art a lot. It's very cute.
Moving on, we've got our next matchup. We've got Sprigatito,
Sprigatito.
who's in the top 2 starters for everyone, versus Dondozo, who is the giant fish.
Oh,
Who
okay.
he's the robot that the Tatsugiri gets into.
That's really cool. Like Dondozo's really good. I remember Lytton. And I remember how much I fought for Lytton and how much everyone else fought against Lytton. I look at Sprigatito and I see the same kind of vibe. And I want to protect that. I want to foster that.
Yeah, I gotta go with Sprigatito. Sprigatito... I remember how people were talking about Sprigatito during, like, the hype cycle. And, like, everyone said Weed Cat. Everyone was coming up with fun designs for what Sprigatito would look like fully evolved. Some of them were a little thoughty. That's not the point here.
Karina Drawfee, we're looking at you.
But, you know, Sprigatito inspires.
Sprigatito inspires. You're right.
There's
You
the
look at-
song.
You want to create.
Alexa,
looking at
choose Sprigatito.
Sprigatito is, I think, a big part of why I decided to play Scarlet Violet when I have not played the last however many games that came out on Switch.
Looking at Sprigatito and Fiwi Coco filled me with such a joy of knowledge that the starters are going to be good.
No, I'm with you.
Quaxley, I hate you. But the other two, fantastic.
All right.
Damn.
I got bad news. Quaxley got the bye.
Quaxley got the bye?
No fucking way.
Wait, sorry,
Oh, he's
actually got the
right, he's
Tuesday night buy or the full play-in buy?
Not the full play.
Tuesday night
It will move to the
bye.
next,
okay.
it'll move to the next
Shoot him on
round.
Thursday.
It will
That's
have
not
to
a bye.
kill before it gets into the actual bracket. I do want to point out before we go, it sounds like Sprigatito's taking it. I do want to point out Dondozo, one of the cool things about it, it's got a little sushi chef headband because
Oh, yeah,
it's
he does.
sushi and chef, and that its move is called
Oh,
Order
I
Up.
love that.
It's really cute.
It's like
really
a
cute.
big what's the word? Like a big catfish. I love Dondozo. It's one of my favorite designs of this generation. I do think All in Favor needs to say Weed Cat though.
Weed cat.
Weed cat.
Hey, hey, hey.
Weed Cat.
Smoke weed every day.
All right. On that note, we are moving on. We've got Tadbulb, a little guy whose shiny is the same Pokemon, versus everyone's favorite Pokemon finally getting an evolution in this generation. We got the Dunsparce.
Yeah.
Nobody actually likes Dunsparce. Nobody actually likes the Dunsparce.
I love Dunsparce.
I like
you.
Dunsparce. Yeah.
Dunsparce
so
made
two
it
unvalid
in.
people here are here.
Yeah, Dunsparce made it into round 3
Yeah.
over Ivysaur.
What if there
Juliet.
was more of it? What if
More
we gave
kill.
What if we gave the Dunsparce a second hump and sometimes a third if you get really lucky?
I
The
think it's so
Dunsparce
funny.
has a very funny name, very funny concept. But I think Bulb is just nice to look at.
Tadbulb
I-
is everything that Watzel wasn't.
Yes.
As far as making you go like, oh wow, they're doing real Pokemon designs this generation again.
Mhm.
Like they're finally back to doing that, which is really great. You instantly go like, oh, this is like an electric thing that's going to turn into like some sort of cool electric frog, right? The Dunsparce is a great punchline if you believe in the like the funniest joke is when there isn't a joke. Like the funniest joke is when you take something totally average and then you send it back out to them without changing anything. And that is really, really funny.
Okay. They gave him a second hump. And a third hump.
Important question is: the Dunsparce of one evolution, or is this the second evolution?
This is the second
So
evolution.
this is the second, and people have been
come
wanting
up with Dunsparce, then you can win.
No, like the humor in Dunsparce is that people have been wanting like a cool evolution for Dunsparce and like theorizing about it for years, and they were like, "Oh, we'll finally give it to you," and it's just bigger Dunsparce, it's the funniest fucking thing in the world.
Why do people want that?
The only way
because
this would be
Tsuchinoko
funny...
real, and because it like seems like it might turn into like a cool dragon angel.
No,
Also, yes, the Dunsparce is a terror.
You know,
the only way this one would be better is if its name was Dunsparce with 2 U's. This is bigger Dunsparce theory.
Yeah, I have some feelings about like Fakemon that are like hypothetical evolutions, and I think if this is true, and from what I can see, it is true. I think the Dunsparce is a great joke. Extremely good, like, reveal. But this is a tough choice, you know?
We should probably give it to the one that's an actual design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Dunsparce.
Yeah, they designed him by giving him a second hump.
He can go to hell.
Time. So we are going to have to call it all in favor of the Dunsparce. Give me your best Law and Order dun dun.
Dun dun.
Dun dun.
Do, 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 do.
3-2. Tadpole moves on.
Ooh.
And we are facing off with Veluza, which is a giant
podcaster Pokemon.
A tuna, basically.
It's a waveform.
Up against Toadscruel. Which is what if I'm blanking on the name of this original Pokemon.
Tentacruel?
What if Tentacruel walked around on its little legs? Actually, what if it had to hop from place to place? Because that's how it walks. It jumps. It like jumps around with 2 of them up in the air. It is a ground poison type.
My friend Clown got through like the whole game with just like a very good Toadscruel named Everybody Gangsta Till the Pants Start Walking.
Yeah, it's really good.
I hate that it has the Rhodian snout from Star Wars.
It's a weird Pokemon.
It's a very weird Pokemon. Toadscruel is such a weird Pokemon in that it is designed very cool. It is a very solid type. It has really good moves. And then it has an ability that completely kneecaps all of it. Because its ability is if you use a status move, you go last.
Yeah.
What is this Veluza filleted form that I'm seeing people talk about?
Does it change if you use the move? So Veluza has a move that is like... the thing with it is that it's like a big tuna fish.
Oh my! I'm looking this up.
Let me look that up too.
This thing rules, dude. Oh shit!
This is also just Clinker from Clinker's Tavern.
This is a Legend of Zelda monster. This thing rules.
I like that it's based on a real mushroom too, from what I remember.
Wait,
Veluza has funnel.
Toadscruel or Veluza is based on a real mushroom?
Oh no, Toadscruel. Sorry,
okay.
I got distracted. I was looking at a video of Toadscruel walking.
Fucking wild.
When Veluza discards unnecessary flesh, its mind becomes honed and its psychic powers increase. The spare flesh has a mild but delicious flavor. It has
Ooh.
excellent regenerative capabilities. It sheds spare flesh to boost its agility and then charges at its prey.
This really does look like a waveform, though. Not in this version, but in the normal version. Like, how can we, a podcast network, not support the editing podcast audio Pokemon?
Yeah,
I
didn't realize this was a Pokemon based off of like holding up a fish bone in a cartoon. Like, it's just the bones and spines attached to it. That's wild.
And what did you say?
I forgot, but Veluza's some wild shit. I think that's what I was gonna say.
That's awesome. Like, yes, Toadstool uses its tentacles to suck the life out of me. Also, wild that this game is finally the one that's like, we're putting away the do they eat Pokemon. We're putting that to bed. Yeah, we do.
Like, they taste good. There's ham sandwiches now.
I will say I am entranced by how these guys walk. I've been looking at videos.
Toadstool just like hops around. It's great.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the
Toadstool walk.
This is the round
the
that has suffered the most from being in a lightning round. But we need to call it here and make some.
Hold on,
bets.
I'm invoking the minute we banked.
No, we didn't actually bank. Well, we already past that too.
Hold on.
I didn't set a timer this round.
Everyone click this video. Everyone click this video quick. Protest vote with me. Look at this video of Toadstool walking and it goes like a...
Put it in the chat.
Really? You just sent me a Google search? Okay.
If you could please put it in the chat.
I'm trying.
Looking at it right now.
I did put it in chat.
No, I mean the Twitch chat for Twitch. Or folks to see it.
Okay, yeah, but that's Toadstool.
That's the other one. I was in a panic.
They do walk basically the same, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to Veluza.
Yep.
Tentacruel is an underrated design. Toadstool does not take it to another level for me.
Yep.
All in favor. Give me a fillet of fish.
Fillet
of
fish.
I used to put rice. I like a little bit of lemon. Some scallions.
All in favor of Toadstool. Keep describing Riley's order. Toadstool.
Toadstool.
All right. It is 3-2. I was hoping we could just trick Riley, but it didn't work. Veluza moves on. And
Wait, sorry. Did Riley say Veluza?
Yeah.
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 Okay, sorry. I just want to make sure. Cool.
I was describing my fillet of fish.
We are moving on to Quackleval or Quaquavel. I'm not sure how you pronounce it exactly.
If it were you in that sandwich, you wouldn't be laughing at all. Fucking good chat post.
They are up against Bramblegast.
Oh, what is that?
It's a tumbleweed
Bramblegast
Pokemon.
is great.
Yeah.
So
fuck this Ultra Beast on the left.
To get a Bramblegast, you have to take the little form of it, and you got to make it walk next to you for 1,000 steps. So you just got to roll around with a tumbleweed.
Yeah, it's so funny.
It has a face.
Yeah, it's grass ghost type. It's excellent.
I will say my favorite thing about Bramblegast, it has an ability that powers, like it gives it a boost whenever it gets hit by, quote, wind attacks, which is a thing that I didn't know Pokemon tracked. Every generation, they say a new thing that they're just like, yeah, wind moves or sound moves. And I'm like...
Just like, bullet moves, sound moves, wind moves, fist moves. It's like, okay,
They
cool.
track new stuff. Now they're tracking wind. Notably not immune to them. It is very weak to them and probably dies while getting the boost. But... we got Bramblegast. We've also got this Quackleval. Quaquavel was...
It's so bad to look at.
It is the dancer Pokemon. It is the third form of Quaxley.
Why are its toes swollen?
So it can dance better.
I think this is better than, what's the Inteleon, right?
They haven't made a good water Pokemon since Empoleon. Like I
like Inteleon. This is fucked.
This is awful.
I have to quote Samuel Beckett here. which is say, given the existence as uttered forth in the public works of Puncher and Wadman of a personal god, qua 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 qua, with white beard, qua 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 qua, outside time without extension, who from the heights of divine apathia, divine athambia, divine aphasia loves us dearly with some exceptions for reasons unknown but time will tell, and suffers like the divine Miranda with those who for reasons unknown but time will tell are plunged in the torment, plunged in fire, whose fire flames, if that continues, and who can doubt it, will fire the firmament, that is to say, blast hell to heaven, so blue, still, and calm, so calm with a calm, which even though intermittent is better than nothing, but not so fast, and considering what is more as a result of the labors left unfinished, qua qua qua.
Do you mean Samuel Beckett from Quantum Leap?
Yeah.
I think qua qua ball is better than people think, but Bramblegast is not a great evolution over its original form.
Bramblegast looks like a Henry Selick creation, and I love it for that.
Yeah.
Say more. Say more right now.
Looks like he'd be in he'd be like a scary monster in a stop motion film, but he's actually nice.
Oh, Coraline.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coraline.
I can see it talking to me, and it has Keith David's voice. You know what I mean?
I just think Bramblin is so much better than Bramblegast, and like Bramblegast is a missed opportunity to do something more with that design.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just a bigger Bramblin, but I think this gives it a window to have a even bigger Bramblegast that they add next generation.
Sure,
that's so true.
A Bramble most, if you will.
Man is
Yes.
Yeah.
We are out of time. So, all in favor of Quackaval, say qua qua qua.
Qua qua qua.
I am also on qua qua qua, but not by much.
Oh.
But Bramblegast wins because we are moving on to two of my favorites this generation.
Uh-oh.
We've got
we are on
What's up?
We're on matchup 22 right now.
Okay.
This goes till 51. How are we all feeling? Do we need a bathroom break?
Yes, after this one, and then let's speed it up even more for the second half.
Sounds good. We're not getting.
30
I don't think we can get through all of round one tonight.
Okay.
Oh, but next week on Friday we won't have to do 51. We'll have to do 26.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Great.
So, so we got Mabostiff, and next up we have against them is Scovillain.
Ooh, Scovillain.
This is the first fire grass type.
Mm-hmm.
It's got that denim in the shiny form.
Those pepper bottom jeans, the boots with the fur.
He really is wearing Jean-Co jeans, isn't he?
Look at him. Oh, spicy.
Mm-hmm.
Spicy.
I like him. I like Scovillain. I also like the name of like a fucking mid-2000s rapper. Like, hey, you listen to Scovillain, the newest member of D12? Like, what the fuck?
I like the big dog.
Scovillain brings the heat.
I do love Mabostiff. They look so sad, and they've been through some shit.
I like that Mabostiff looks like the pleading emoji.
Mabostiff, I hate that he's horny. You're right. I don't like that. I don't like that. Like, I see Mabostiff in people's mentions. Why is he so sad? This Pokemon can store energy in its large Dewlat. Mabostiff unleashes all this energy. He loves to play with children, though usually gentle. It takes on an intimidating look when protecting its family. Then why does it look like Chewbacca got depression?
Because he's an old man, Riley.
Yeah.
Because he's dying. He's going to make it, but he's dying.
You don't know this, Riley, but that is one of the plots of the game.
Yeah.
He's dying?
Yeah.
Yes.
This Pokemon is your old dying?
We told you to play the game before the stream.
They gave him the Stoutland treatment? I'm sorry, my emulator didn't work correctly.
Literally, actually, for real, one of the plots of the game, Riley.
Yeah. All in favor of Scovillain moving on. Say piracy is illegal, and we at Moonshot Network do not.
Piracy
is illegal.
I am uploading my owned copy from my Switch. I can go get it right now and show it to you.
It sounds like Scovillain is moving on.
He's dying.
And on that caveat, while Riley considers death, we are going to take a quick break, but we will be back soon with a little bit more of the Paldean Play-In. Welcome back, everyone. We are back with the Paldean Play-In. It's good to be back. Riley just finished digging that hole for that dog, so we are good to continue on.
Oh no!
With more champs in the making.
In the dirt.
I have hidden our next matchup from everyone on the call. I think this one will go pretty quick, though, because it is one of the new bad Paradox Pokemon, Iron Jiggleus, versus Skeledirge, everyone's favorite crocodile.
Iron Jiggleus does nothing for me. Skeledirge is one of the best final evolutions I've seen in a long time.
Same.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Can someone tell me what they about Skeledirge?
I got you. So Skeledirge is my boy. I love my Skeledirge so much. It is very nice to have just a starter Pokemon that is like tanky and can take a couple hits. The ghost typing is really nice to give it some immunities and make it nice defensively. It also has a little Firebird that sits on its nose and turns into a microphone stand for while it uses its Torch Song special move that raises its special attack every time it attacks. It is a crocodile that sings you to sleep, and by sleep I mean death, and it makes it my favorite.
That looks sick as hell. I love him.
Yeah, I was gonna say as the alligator on call.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to him. He's cool. Iron Jiggles is all right. Like, I think it's kind of cool looking, but it's not as good as Skeledirge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does nothing for me.
Yep. I just watched Andor, and so I have a dirge in my head from that show. And it is such a beautiful song, and to look at that fighting like sad melancholy, and look at Skeledirge the Pokemon and think of that music playing as it slowly approaches the battlefield is the sickest shit I could ever imagine in my fucking life.
Juliet, do you have an argument against the croc?
Not at all. When I first saw the croc, just through images or random stuff in Discord, I was like, this is not doing anything for me, but I'm happy to hear that it does do something for others, so I totally support it.
I think it is
Orange
better
Julius
in motion.
Is worthless.
But that is time for us, so all in favor of Skeledirge, make a mournful noise, like a song that you can't get out of your heart. Perfect. Love to hear it. Next up, we've got the baby form of Glimora. And we have Glimmet, who I always think is named Gimlet after the podcasts, versus
after the cocktail.
Varoom. What if a little engine was a Pokemon?
I like a little Homestar Runner character.
Wow, no, he does, doesn't he? He does.
Yeah, a little bit.
He also looks like the cheat a little bit.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Mm-hmm.
I like Varoom.
This is a humble brag. Varoom is the first shiny I caught in this game, and it's sick as shit. I love this little gold guy. I loved the one that I brought through my playthrough when it was a silver guy. I think Varoom is very cool. A poison steel type that hits like a truck, because it is one.
Glimmet, do you do anything for me?
And we put Glimora over, so I'm happy pulling back on Glimmet here.
I like Glimmet, but we don't have to give it to Glimmet. They're nice, but I'm not. To be honest, I'm not really feeling that same sort of excitement from Varoom. Maybe if I had one, I'd change my mind. But he's all right.
I know Varoom is an engine, but looking a lot like the wheelchair from A Steve makes you go, "Is this the closest I'll ever come to having a wheelchair Pokemon?" So.
I think that the eyes have it.
The eyes have it. Varoom moves forward. And we're going on to the Pokemon that we said was better than the one that comes later. We got Bramblin. And that one is going up against our good friend Charcadet.
Whoa, Black Betty.
Oh.
Charcadet's a cute little man.
Charcadet's so small.
Cute.
It's
He's
so
very
little.
small.
Oh my god, those legendaries have small versions?
It's not legendary.
They're not legendaries. You can just catch them in the wild,
you
Riley.
just find these guys.
Is that out and about?
Yeah, just around.
I thought that they were the legendaries for this gem. I was surprised they weren't the box art.
No,
They're just all
they're
over
just
the
guys.
place.
You can just find them.
The lizards
Well,
you run around on are your legendaries.
But they
Yeah.
suck. The Mega Men are cool.
The evolutions are a little bit more tricky. Right, like you don't run into Armarouges everywhere.
Right, you just
Yeah.
run into the little guys.
But
have to expose
Charcadets are
them to
genuinely like 12 inches tall.
Yeah,
And
they're tiny.
Weak as hell.
and you're just like, am I like, I know I'm gonna like what this guy turns into, but there's so many cool new Pokemon to try. Do I really want to be like taking Murkrow out of my party to put Charcadet in? Do I take Klawf out of my party to put Charcadet in?
Mm-hmm.
I think Bramblin is a more successful design and the best design in its like lineage, whereas Charcadet is the weakest design in its lineage.
Burnt charcoal came to life and became a Pokemon. Possessing a fiery fighting spirit, Charcadet will battle even the toughest opponents. Its firepower increases when it's fights.
I feel inspired when I look at Charcadet.
Charcadet, yep. Charcadet is how I approach a stream.
They're also
Bramblin's
annoying
great.
to evolve, which I think is kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, Charcadet's entry says it'll fight any fight. It's going to lose those fights, too. It's a very weak Pokemon that is hard to train. And then you get, as Corvodapop in the chat says, you'll get it to level 50 and go, why didn't this evolve yet? So, yeah, I like Charcadet. I like Bramblin more.
Absolutely.
All in favor, that is time. All in favor of Bramblin, say whoosh. Whoosh. Say whoosh.
Whoosh.
Just the two? All right. In that case, Charcadet is moving forward.
Yeah.
As we move on, we get an asshole bird named Bombardier up against Toadscool.
All right.
A Pokemon that rules. Mom, did you have thoughts?
So I don't like Bombardier is my thought.
Uh-huh.
It sucks. You have to do like a big boss battle with one and it sucks.
It gathers things up in an apron made from shed feathers added to its Pokemon chest feathers, then drops those things from high places for fun. It uses its apron to bundle up food, which it comes back to its next, and then it drops things to make loud noises. It is an ugly animal, but it does have that look of like, fuck you, that I do enjoy.
But also Toadscool.
I do love
Mushroom that run.
Toadscool. Toadscool is an earthbound enemy, and I want him in my party.
Toadscool does pull off like the Morel look of the mushrooms really well. I like the idea of Bombardier of like, what if this stork that brings babies, but instead of babies, it's just like rocks
Droplet
and
bombs.
unripe fruit and stuff like that. But Bombardier really needs something else to like bring it to that level.
I need to
Flying
see that
dark is
stuff in
interesting.
its beard, I think that would bring it up. If its apron had the shit in it, I think that would do it.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Toadscool just is Toadscool. It runs around like a little chump. Every time it sees you in the wild, it freaks out and goes weep, 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 and runs away. I think it's
Me
very
too.
cute. I love watching it run. It's very fun to send out next to you and just run away with you. I like Toadscool.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
one's
Bombardier
easy.
does nothing for me and has a cutscene that looks like it's glitching out every time I watch it.
Yeah.
Toadscool.
That is time.
Toadscool.
Is everyone on Team Toadscool?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
No question.
Then we are moving on. Up next, we have Quaxwell versus Palmo.
Thank you. Because Palmo is great and Quaxwell is nothing.
Quaxwell's nothing. What if a Ducktail looked like shit?
Quaxwell is less upsetting to look at than the third form, but
right.
Palmo's better.
What if they turned Dewey Duck into a Digimon and it was bad?
Does anyone have anything nice to say about Quaxwell?
Dewey Duck fell in the chemical X from Powerpuff Girls, and he came out fucked up.
Damn, in the chat, we've got Quaxwell has my eyebrows, derogatory. It sounds like we're just moving on with Palmo. Anyone have anything to say otherwise?
Bang bang Quaxwell's silver hammer?
Fuck you, Quaxwell. You suck. Bad song off of Revolver? The White Album, right?
Sure, yeah. Well, play music. Palmo's great.
I did. The music started.
We're moving on. We've got up next Palafin versus Meowscarada.
No, we did Palafin.
No, here's the deal, Riley. That was Finizen. Finizen.
The same image.
Riley, hold on, Riley. There's different.
Yes.
This one has a heart on it. And also, when you send this one out into a battle, if you pull it back to the party, it finds itself a phone booth and comes back as a superhero.
What?
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
You buried the fucking lead there.
This is
Palafin is great.
Palafin is the Clark Kent into Superman Pokemon.
Palafin is extra great because when the games leaked, the leakers could not fucking figure out if this was an evolution or what it was, and they spent so much time like trying to data mine this thing to hell, figuring out how it worked.
The thing is, to evolve this, you need to play with a friend, and if there's anything that a Pokemon data miner doesn't have, it's friends. So none of them could figure out how to evolve it.
Didn't Palafin like ruin a competitive format?
Oh, it's incredibly busted.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's busted.
It sounds like there's a lot of busted Pokemon, which means that they're not busted, they're just new.
Maybe
I
not.
don't think so. This thing has insane stats.
Yeah.
Meowscarada has like very fun Sailor Moon villain energy, which I consider like a major pro. I think it's one of the stronger recent like third evolutions, which is definitely grading on a curve. But I like the Grass Ninja line. I think its first two evolutions are better. I think Florigato and Sprigatito are better than Meowscarada, but I still like Meowscarada well enough to like keep them in my party like from my starter on.
The thing that Dan said earlier about everyone making new third evolutions for Sprigatito means that I just saw better evolutions of Sprigatito.
Yeah.
And
this guy doesn't have this Meowscarada does not have any weed. There's not a single booth to be found.
No. I posted Karina Drawfee's Sprigatito evolution, which is just the biped with the fucking sword. And I'm just sad looking at Meowscarada.
That is time. Flower Trick's really good, though. All in favor of Palafin moving on, say I am here.
I am here.
Sounds like 3.
Yeah, I did hit the button without actually listening.
I think that was 3 or 4, depending on what you were saying. Because Andrew, it sounded like you were also saying I am here.
I am also here.
Yeah,
that was 4 then.
4. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. In that case, we are moving forward.
All those for Meowscarada say meow.
I'm like abstaining on this one, I think.
Okay. Up next, we have a couple different Paradox Pokemon. We have a Slitherwing. What if Volcarona couldn't fly? Versus Iron Treads. What if Donphan was a robot?
That.
So the longer I look at Iron Treads, the less I like the design. I realized recently.
Look away.
I'm gonna go. Yeah.
I like Slitherwing a lot.
He's a tread. He's a tank tread.
The thing that throws me about Iron Treads is that the whole face is under the trunk.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole circular face under it.
I
don't think Volcarona was good enough to get 2 Paradox Pokemon, and I don't know what they were thinking.
Iron Tread looks like a generic robot from a Man of Action cartoon.
You are right.
I think Bug Fight from Slitherwing is a cooler thing to be doing here than this ground steel robot with some like kind of big flaws in its design. And Donphan is like a really appealing Pokemon, right? To look at, to think about like the motion of. And Iron Treads just doesn't have that like appeal of like, ooh, I want to see this move. Slitherwing does. I want to see like, ooh, what makes this a fighting type? Like, I don't know. Maybe I like Volcarona more than most people, but I think I like this a little bit more than I like most Volcaronas.
Yeah. How hard can this bug hit me?
Mm-hmm.
I do think that like we said earlier, most of the Paradox Pokemon are bad. But and I will agree with you that Slitherwing's probably better here. I just don't like Volcarona that much.
But you're not judging Volcarona, you're judging
I like
Slitherwing.
Volcarona.
Oh yeah, but I think that it and the other two Pokemon that look just like it are also bad.
I like how
Damn.
furry it is. I love a fuzzy, bug spider sort of thing.
I like it. It has like a really interesting silhouette to me. I like what they've kind of done.
They made the silhouette. You're definitely right.
I like it when they make a Pokemon that can normally fly and do like a regional variant and say like this one can't. What does that mean for it? Like now it's on its legs. I think that's really cool. It also, someone in chat is saying this. Yeah, it's huge. But we are out of time. So on the lightning round, all in favor of Slitherwing. Give me a punch buggy.
Punch
buggy.
Don't punch back.
Don't punch back. Iron Treads goes down. And we go on to our next matchup. We got Squawkabilly.
Ooh.
And that's going up against Low Kicks.
Oh, what the fuck are you?
Low Kicks.
What are you?
Low Kicks is what if a Common Rider enemy was a Pokemon?
Yeah.
And
it's a grasshopper.
Squawkabilly, Squawkabilly is what if there were 4 of it?
Oh,
yeah.
Squawkabilly's great. Like I thought this was an easy one for Squawkabilly. Low Kicks.
Low Kicks is very cool.
Shit. Look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. Squawkabilly's really fucking good, but Low Kicks it's just cooler.
Low Kicks is peak. Low Kicks is like it's hard to be better than that. Like just straight up.
It's a strong bug type design, yeah.
Yeah.
And a great bug dark. You can read it and you're like, dark. Oh yeah, that is a bug dark. I can feel it.
Yep. It looks like it's as what's the word here? It is as immediately catchy to the eye as Heracross is. You know what I mean? As Pinsir is. It's a Scyther. It is one of those like that's a bad motherfucker. And am I right in thinking that the fucking motorcycle wheels on its back come down as like extra things to kick with?
Maybe. I don't know explicitly like in game, but yeah, I think that's the idea.
Wow.
Also, my sister's in the chat. Apparently she has the shiny Low Kicks. That rules.
The Chainsaw Man of Pokemon.
I love you can get the like black Power Ranger and the green Power Ranger version.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, they do come down, Riley. You're right.
Does anyone have a defensive Squawkabilly?
Pompadour, great. Name, great. Lil Bird, great.
Bad to look at. I'm sorry.
I was just saying, I think Chad is saying otherwise. His haircut, whack. His clothes,
no.
Whack.
His haircut's sick. You just don't appreciate a pompadour.
Yeah, he's got a nice pomp.
Do you guys want to see a Low Kicks mod? This is called Genji Low Kicks from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and it gives it the color palette of Genji Overwatch.
Okay, I'm looking closer at Squawkabilly, and the more I look at him, the more I appreciate his design.
It's a good design. It's genuinely really good.
Yeah, I really like Squawkabilly. It's a shame it's up against Low Kicks. It sounds like Low Kicks is taking this one away. And time is up, so we are moving on.
Cowboy, take me away.
We are up with Tinkatink, the baby form of the 2 siblings that were fighting earlier, up against Shroodle.
What the fuck are you? What the fuck are you?
A poison normal type who has a better evolution.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a big old nose.
Got a big old nose with big old teeth sticking out of it. Versus a little baby with a club.
I like Tinkatink.
Yeah,
Strudel
Tinkatink
kind of
is
does nothing
funny.
for me.
Strudel's got eyes the size of Tinkatink.
I don't want to throw hands with a 3-year-old.
I do.
But Strudel.
I
Look at
think
Strudel.
I'm immune to Tinkatink's charms, but I'm also not super into Strudel either.
Yeah.
Look at how his
I
eyes
like
look
his
like
beady
jelly.
little eyes.
Yeah, I agree with the person in chat who says, I feel like Strudel was made by working backwards from Grafii, but the Tinkaton line is more cohesive.
I could see that. Someone in chat is saying it's not a club, it's a rattle. And that actually does something for me.
That is very cute.
That's what I think it's supposed to be, yeah.
Yeah.
I do think it's a shame. I don't think Tinkatink is officially a baby Pokemon, which is a real shame because it certainly looks like it.
That's weird, yeah.
I want to bring up, Dan, you talked a lot about Earthbound villains earlier, and you're looking at a genuine Mr. Saturn, and you're turning him away from your doorstep?
Oh, I was not turning him away. I like him.
I'm welcoming him in for a small cup of tea.
Yeah. You can have...
Tinkatink is fine, but again, we just did better already. Like the end line of that is so much better than anything else it has. And the fact it's not even a baby Pokemon, that's an adult walking around with a diaper and a rattle?
I mean, baby Pokemon is subjective, right? Like their qualifications are gonna be like
definitely a baby.
Yeah. Also, Strudel definitely is in that, like, you run into, oh god, I didn't see this one, territory in the actual game.
That is true. And on that, we have a hit time. All in favor of Tinkatink, say aye.
Aye.
Bam, bam.
Does that mean we have 2 for Strudel? All in favor of Strudel, say aye.
Aye.
Andrew, where do you sit, baby?
I would abstain from this vote if I could and condemn them both. If I have to pick one to move on, I think I pick Strudel.
All right.
I think I like Strudel just a little bit more than Tinkatink. But I think it's going down next round.
This is really just a bloody, like, I bring no joy.
I always say we're cutting a bloody path through the Pokedex, and this has never felt more true. Up next, we've got Nimble, who evolves into Lokix.
Look at him!
Up against Palmy, who evolves into the other ones.
This line is so good.
Yeah, I like Nimble.
I'm a bug Pokemon guy, and like, man, they made, look at this man.
I don't want to
Nimble
overstate
is
this.
really tiny too.
Palmy might be the best electric mouse ever.
Bold. Say more.
Like better than Emolga, obviously better than Togedamaru and Pachirisu and everything. Like better than Mimikyu, better than
Whoa.
better than Mimikyu and better than Pikachu. And I'm probably not winning anyone over by being this overzealous, but Palmy's like stature, and you go around and it's like it's got this like arms forward, and you're like, what is this guy gonna be? Is this guy gonna be electric ground later on? And like when he gets into like a fight, he like pushes back off the ground and then does the move and then like falls back over. The extra roundness, the willingness to give us a like fat Pikachu who has the like cool definition of body. It is like actually playable, actually fun to use, as opposed to like a Togedamaru sort of thing.
Look at the picture of Palmy, and I do see what you're talking about. The drawing of Palmy is really, really good.
Yeah.
You are absolutely correct that it does bring something to the table. That being said, you dissed my second favorite Pokemon in the world, Emolga.
No, I love Emolga. I talked about when we talked about Watzel earlier that like Emolga is so cool as being the like definitive electric flying over Zapdos, over any of the others. Emolga is so cool. It's just nice to have a nice chubby electric mouse that you could like carry around. It would be really soft, or like rub your face against, which like Emolga is fun. You can sit on your head and fly around, but like isn't chubby in that fun way.
A plush of Palmel would be amazing. You're absolutely right. But I want to redirect your eyes over to Nimble again.
Nimble's so small. I love low kicks, but Nimble is so small.
Yeah, it looks like a pair of ear pods. It's perfect.
You get a Nimble.
I would lose
you
one
get
immediately.
a Joltix. You get an Aeron. You get them all in a room together.
We are.
Pommy is actually fun to use in the game, and Nimble is not.
That's true. We are out of time. All in favor of Nimble recite the entirety of Jack Be Nimble, Jack Be Quick.
Jack Be Nimble, Jack Be Quick,
Stick.
I don't know how it goes, but
I don't
I'm
remember
in
the
for
rest
Nimble.
of it. There's something like a plum.
All right. Was that 3 people that can't recite Jack Be Nimble but do vote for
Yeah.
Nimble?
I
Yeah.
tried.
All right.
I feel like I should start filibustering here. Just like refuse to move on. I'm going to. I refuse to move on from this.
Well, the rest of us are. So we are moving
Can't
on.
filibuster after the
Juliet
vote's been made.
We're
Juliet,
moving on.
let's go. Say something.
We have Grafai, who
Uh-huh.
Strudel evolves into, versus the People's Champion, Wug Trio.
Okay,
Whoa.
here's what we do. We remove the Strudel and put Pommy going forward.
Okay, hold on. If somebody were to say subscribe to the Moonshot Patreon,
No.
Oh my god.
No, I'm not doing this. We're not letting
We're not doing
capitalism
that.
ruin things.
I could change.
Timer is running.
So I see everyone's point as to why Grafii is cool. However, I just want to say, on their last day at Riverdale High School, the seniors
No,
reminisce over their yearbooks and reflect on the time they spent at the school. A time capsule buried in 1945 is opened, and one of the items is...
Marn has officially been muted from the Discord call.
Okay,
As we move forward,
I do have something to say about this. I think the I thing is fun. I think Grafai has a lot of interesting things going on. If you had like a little Pokemon called like a Wug, for instance, you could look at it and be like, this is one Wug. And then you could have a picture of several Wugs. And you could say, hey, what would you call this? And is anyone familiar with the Wug test? It's a famous thing in understanding how plurals work. Anyways, Wug Trio is just a very funny thing to say.
Well,
Oh, that's a Wug Trio instead of a Wug.
I agree with you that I like Wug Trio, but also I did want to say, meanwhile, Mr. Weatherby, the principal, talks Archie Andrews that he will be unable to graduate and will have to retake his senior year of high school.
what are you all even
However,
filibustering?
Why are we talking about Riverdale?
What are we filibustering for?
What is going on here?
Y'all are just talking for the sake of talking. Riley's also been muted from the call. Eventually,
I'm
I'm going to be the...
filibustering because I genuinely think that Wug Trio should win, and I don't want you guys to talk yourselves into Grafii.
Go,
I like
I'm
Grafii.
making it.
I like Grafii.
We all have.
I don't like
Tommy.
Grafai's little fingers.
He's a little
Grafai's
shit.
a weak impidimp. Like, it's just Grafii does nothing for me.
I'm voting for
I love
Pommy.
Wiglet and Wug Trio. I love an eel Pokemon.
I don't even like him.
I really like Wug Trio. I think Wug Trio is very goofy. I like that it sticks
Yeah.
out of rocks like this. I like Wug Trio a lot.
I like that they were like, what if Diglett was underwater?
We're officially out of time. Marn, you're voting for Wug Trio. I'm
Yeah.
voting for Wug Trio. Juliet, are
I
you voting?
Wug Trio, you Wug Trio, he, she, they Wug Trio.
Andrew, I'm voting for Pommy.
You're voting for Pommy. Riley,
I'm
who are you
voting for
voting?
Grafii.
We got one.
Wug.
You're on Wug, Riley.
Wug.
All right, then 3-1-1. Wug Trio is moving on.
Damn, this is fucked.
As we move on further,
If Dead Mouse was a monkey.
No!
Thank you, Iris.
we move on to another everyone's favorite middle Pokemon. We got Knacklestack
Yeah!
It's a good one.
versus Iron Thorns.
Yo!
Iron Thorns, I'm gonna start the clock. Iron Thorns suck shit. It's what
Yeah.
if Tyranitar looked worse?
No,
Okay, bad opinion, but great way to say it. I think that Iron Thorns looks fucking sick. I love a Mecha Godzilla. I love a big robot dinosaur. I think the glowing green parts are sick. I think the fact that it is all steel, all chrome, everything is sick. I think it looks wonderful. It is a good-looking Pokemon. It is a good-looking Paradox. That being said, look at him.
Yeah,
Look at Knucklestack.
Iron Thorns was exactly the Pokemon I was thinking about earlier when I was like, now Riley, you can't say that all the Paradox Pokemon are just bad versions of what they are.
It seems like the Paradox Pokemon, to me, are the biggest missed bag in the entire world.
Yeah.
They fumbled the bag so fucking hard. But Knucklestack, that's that monster that they just allowed into Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be back in this mine, gonna swing our pickaxe from side to side.
Side to side.
It seems like all the either from what everyone's in chat so keep saying is it either seems like all the Paradox Pokemon are either they broke competitive or they suck in competitive. And I'll be real with you all. I'm never gonna play competitive Pokemon in my life.
When the people say they suck in competitive, they mean they broke competitive. It makes competitive suck.
Yeah.
Okay. Aren't they all pseudo-legendary bullshit?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it shouldn't be allowed, right? Are you allowed to have pseudo-legendaries?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that seems like a mistake.
Juliet, do you have thoughts on this, or are you still on a hunger strike for Pomo?
Both. I agree with everybody else's points. I just want to say in Knucklestack's favor that realistically, since update 1.13, update Aquatic, the Mojang team has really been on kind of like pretty great strides forward. And some of the most recent updates, 1.19 and update 1.20, Caves and Cliffs, has really brought a lot of the like deep biomes and a lot more great gradient blocks into the Minecraft whole ecosystem.
A great reminder that you too can join our Minecraft server here at the Moonshot Network by becoming a Comet patron.
Something like that. I don't remember exactly off the top of my head.
It's $5. Yeah.
$5 a month. You can be in a Minecraft server, baby, and get free content.
Yeah, I'm voting for Pommy.
All in favor of Knucklestack, say we back in the mines.
We back in the mines.
Gonna swing our pickaxe from side to side.
Everyone say Knucklestack. It just runs off the tongue really well.
Knucklestack.
Is this a 4-1-0 vote? 4 for Knucklestack, 0 for Iron Thorns, 1 for Palmy? Okay, good to know. We're moving on. It's time for some Paradox on Paradox fighting. We've got Brute Bonnet. What if Among Us was emo?
And was a Yojimbo?
It is up against What if Magneton kicked ass? It's time for Sandy Shocks.
What the fuck? They both suck.
This is Magneton that walks around. Riley, it walks around on these magnets.
Oh.
So I don't love either of them, but I do like that they gave Magneton legs and just called it a day.
They gave him a tail. It has a tail. It has like the magnet sand hair. I think that Sandy Shocks is the only Pokemon that really like feels to me like they did something interesting with the prehistoric Paradox idea. In that they were what would a prehistoric magnet look like? Cool. It's like earthy and weird, as opposed to just being like Unga Bunga Brute Bonnet.
That is so interesting to me.
Brute Bonnet is Yojimbo, right? Like the hat with like, and then just like the one eye and everything. Like this is totally.
I'll tell you what. It really makes me appreciate Magnezone.
Both of these guys look like little freaks. Yeah, I think I like Brute Bonnet's vibe a little more.
Yeah, Brute Bonnet makes sense to me. Sandy Shocks looks like they were kind of coming down to the wire for these Paradox Pokemon in the boardroom, and some guy stood up and was like, what if Magneton had legs? And they just gave him a raise and called it a day.
Sandy Shocks' shiny makes sense. Sandy Shocks' normal version makes no sense as a prehistoric Pokemon.
That said, I do like it.
I'm gonna shiny hunt Sandy Shocks. It's gonna take me 80 years, but I'm gonna find it.
Oh God!
I'm gonna say that I think Palmy is a better design than both of these two.
Noted.
Uh-huh.
I agree with Juliet here.
Yeah, I actually agree with Juliet.
That
For Palmy, say
I
so Brute Bonnet moves on. I reject the coup. I will
That's not a coup, that's democracy.
I reject democracy. Then I'm in charge of the stream.
Who do you vote for, Dan?
Oh, sorry. I thought I made it clear. Brute Bonnet.
Oh, okay, but you don't want to vote for Palmy?
No, I don't. I don't. Palmy inspires nothing.
Andrew,
me.
do you have a vote?
Dan's a proud supporter of my regime. My vote's for Sandy Shocks.
actually, I'm gonna change my vote to Sandy Shocks.
Motherfucker. Okay, I tried, Juliet.
Wait,
I put Palmy
but then
in.
it's a tie because
I'm also going to go Sandy Shocks.
What?
All right.
Sandy Shocks moves on.
I don't know how this happened, but in a 3-2 vote, Sandy Shocks moves on. I definitely didn't message anyone PayPal links behind the scenes.
Hey.
Wait. Oh, Andrew, is that what
$5
No,
or whatever.
No, I'm very much joking. Moving on.
This to Andrew
Moving on.
for
Up
the
next,
$5.
we've got Flittle
Mm-hmm.
versus Crocolore.
Oh.
Crocolore is the
God.
worst design in that line.
Mm-hmm.
Little is not really doing anything for me.
Little
I
turns
agree
into the
that-
ostrich, which is important to remember.
I agree that Crocolore is the worst in his line. I do not like Flittle.
I like
Mhm.
Flittle.
Huh, it's funny that these are both designs that we don't care that much about.
Like Palmo.
That's
If we
Like
cared more
Palmo,
about
yeah.
it would have survived.
I will say that as I was playing Scarlet, Crocolore's stupid little hat grew on me a lot.
It's certainly a hat.
I put
doesn't
down my
quite-
Fuecoco when he evolved because I was like, oh, no, I don't want to see where this is going. I'm sorry, Crocolore. Like, no, thank you. This is the end of the ride for us.
Crocolore looks like they wanted to make a sombrero, but we're having second thoughts about it.
Yeah.
I
I just wanted to be.
it's multiple like peppers lined up to simulate a sombrero.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make it clear that in the original version of this bracket, I suggested we put in 10 old Pokemon and just let them see if they make their way through the bracket. And I was shot down when 110 of these fuckers came up.
Yep.
Ivysaur could have made it back.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Would have beaten Palmy. No, I like Crocolore. I think Flittle's kind of nothing.
Little is
Yeah.
unique.
It's unique.
Crocolore is the cool hat to they, them, she, her lineage, is what Cam said in the chat.
Flittle's a
Oh, I get it. That took me a second to get. Now I get it.
Those
okay.
mugs?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Flittle's unique, but like it's unique in doing nothing. Like I
Flittle looks like a baby Digimon.
It
doesn't look like a Pokemon to me.
yeah, with like tissues coming out of its head.
Mm-hmm.
You could blow your nose on a Flittle and think nothing of it.
That
Uh-huh.
happy billboard you just shared, Holly Frosty, might as well just be a Fuecoco and it would be stronger.
That's our time. We spent a lot of it talking about not these Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone in favor of Flittle? Say aye.
Aye.
One for Flittle, 4 for Crocolore. Crocolore moves on.
Nope.
Yep.
I'm not voting for Crocolore.
Okay.
Cool.
3-1-1 Crocolore moves on.
Bobby ends the first round with the most votes. Yo, look at that guy!
We are moving on now to the evolved form of Wattrel. We've got Kilowattrel, and we have Orthworm. What if a worm was a subway car?
The anal beads are great, but I love Kilowattrel.
I love Orthworm.
Anal beads?
What?
Orthworm.
Are you sorry?
Riley's.
Like, you can make an Orth Godlove joke and that would be fine. You can make a few other jokes about what this thing looks like. It doesn't look like anal
I
beads
need
to
to
me.
Sure
present-
doesn't, Riley.
My thought process right now, which is these 3 beers that I'm holding up and putting back down again so I don't spill anything.
Riley, I'm gonna post like the full size image of Orthworm in
I've
the
seen
chat.
it. It's so cool.
It
It's
rules.
I-
So Orthworm, genuinely, I got so excited when they put out the like trailer that had Orthworm in it, because like Paldea is based on like Spain and Barcelona, right? And like I thought that it was very funny and cool that they were like, oh, let's make a Pokemon that is just straight up based on like the Barcelona metro system.
Hell yeah.
Chad is talking about Orthworm's arms?
Yeah, give me a
Where?
sec.
Where?
I do want to just shout out Kilowattrel being the name is fun, like watt into kilowatt. Like that's fun, but like not win this round.
I
fun.
love the shape of Kilowattrel's wings. I love like the way it's sitting. Looking at actual pictures of it, it does resonate with me a lot less.
Yeah, Orthworm's arms are. I don't know.
Oh,
That's not helping.
Ooh.
I think
Mario.
I prefer like one set of arms and like leaning slightly against the ground.
Pokemon Scarlet Violet loves to extrude, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, I got
That's not a worm.
I do like.
That's not a worm. That's a caterpillar.
I will
Many
say
things are called worms.
it's very cool because it has it's got an ability Earth Eater, so it's immune to ground type moves and heals when you try to Earthquake it. I like that a lot.
Cool.
Oh, that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
That is our timer. All in favor of Kilowattrel, say aye.
Hi.
All for Orthworm, say aye.
Aye.
You too, baby.
Pommy.
You gotta stop.
I'm gonna take all Palmy votes in the future to be toward whatever I'm voting for. So just as a heads up.
Good enough.
Oh no! This next matchup. Oh no, Andrew.
This next matchup is gonna take us the rest of the night. And if I remember looking at that sheet right, it might be our last matchup.
We have one more after it, ostensibly.
I don't know that we'll get to it because up next we have Klauf
Oh no.
versus Cyclizar.
Oh, this is easy.
Yeah,
Cycles are so cool. That rules.
Cyclizar is cool. It's great competitively. I have one on my competitive team. It's Clough, no question.
No, hold on. It is a question. Take a second. Take a second and consider the Cyclizar. Cyclizar is really fucking cool. Like
I have considered it. It's on my competitive team, Riley. Clough is my answer.
Riley, do you know how big Klauf is?
Yeah, no, I've seen Klauf. Klauf's really good. I'm not trying to shoot down Klauf right now. I'm not trying to say Klauf isn't amazing. I think he is. I think that Cyclizar here does what fucking Koraidon and Miraidon do a million times better. I think it looks better and has a better vibe to it than either of those two legendaries does. And I think it just sells it so much more solidly. And I think that is something that we should really look at and consider. Because if both those legendaries kind of blow chunks, this guy doesn't.
So, Riley?
Yeah.
I completely hear your point. However, have you looked at Klauf deeply in the eyes?
Klauf is great. Klauf is fantastic. He's really, really good.
Dan, what do you think about this matchup?
Klauf is a lot to look at, and I respect it for that. And Cyclizar is okay. Like it's definitely a much better executed version of Lizard Motorcycle than the full-on like box art legendaries. I like the way how its head is shaped. It feels very motorcycle-y compared to the others.
I think, and I always hate to overstate things because it doesn't seem to help win a case. I think Klauf might be in like Umbreon tier of potential contender to win all of Champs in the Making.
Yes,
Klauf
I don't
is
think that's
so
true.
fun to use.
Like
That's what I said
in the
about
game,
Ditto.
Klauf makes the game more fun to play.
Oh.
Like, I have gone back and played more Pokemon because, like, oh, I can run around with Klauf. Like, I'm going back to Pokemon because of Klauf.
Yeah, I have a friend who did not who hit like the area where you could catch Klauf and did not progress in the main part of the game for over 40 hours because they were trying to catch a shiny cloth.
Aw.
Ziggy, I do like Silazar and hate it on both of its paradox forms because both of its paradox forms are bad. I hope this helps. Please send more questions if you have them.
We are definitely above time. It sounds like it's time to vote.
Yeah, it's Klauf. I know.
All in favor of Klauf, say claws up.
Claws
Claws
all
up.
the way
Claws
up.
up, baby. Riley, is that the claws up? Are you getting claws up?
I don't want to, but I'm doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't okay. And on that note, we are heading into the last match of the night. We have Knackley,
Ooh.
Minecraft Jr. versus Dolive.
Aw.
I do think Knackley is the weakest of this line.
No, I think Knackley's the strongest. It's a little mushroom.
So, I vaguely agree. I also think that Dolive is the weakest of his line.
I also agree
This
with
is
that.
true.
I think Dolive, like, if you think about it separately from its line, has some really appealing things to it. I think these are both strong Pokemon designs to me. I do think Knackley, like, you look at it and you're like, oh, that's cute, but I never thought it would, like, evolve into what it did, and then its evolutions are better. I think the middle evolution's best there for me. Dolive is fine. I'm glad it can evolve into Arborivla. But it's like, give Dolive a fan that she can, like, smack really hard against somebody.
Do we want to
fun
consider...
campaign.
We would be letting through the entire Knackley line and not letting through the entire Olive line.
Yes.
That's how brackets work.
I'm
the
fine
entire
with that
Pommy
because
line.
history will show that
Yes.
Juliet and I were right about our Bulova.
I think let's do this thing. Let's be kind to one another. Let's support one another, and let's put Pommy through here.
All right, I am muting Juliet, and as we move forward, I think that Knackley is. I like the joke of rock salt that Knackley is. I like it as just a little rock guy. I like that they are. A lot of rock types feel like they are like just a rock, and Knackley doesn't quite feel that way for me. Because it's like a mushroom, but it's
You're not actually
different.
muted, Juliet.
Okay,
Sorry, no, you're not actually muted. I'm sorry.
I was just going to do this for the recording for the podcast.
I knew exactly what was happening there. I knew you weren't actually trying to play Andrew off stage.
I think Knackley's really cute. I agree with you all that Dolive is the weakest of its line. It is a shame that the entire Dolive line will be wiped out with this one, but them's the breaks, baby. That is.
I think we should vote for Dolive here. I think we really should.
I also kind of agree with that. I think that Dolive
No, we gotta go with Knackley.
I think Dolive has more to bring to the table for the future than Knackley does. I think the things Knackley does well are done better in its evolutions, and I think that Dolive, while also the weakest of its line, has a uniqueness.
Mushroom.
I've played. I don't like Mario. It does nothing for me.
What the fuck?
All right,
I'm Arbolova or nothing. I think that if you guys didn't let Arbolova through for the stupid fucking meme mics,
I hate
then
olives.
the rest of the line should burn.
Let's put Arbolova through then. Let's just do that.
We can't. We can't.
We can't. It's dead. Arboliva's in the ground already.
It's still this session. We're not reaching back into the past.
Yeah, Arbolova got murdered by two fucking calico critters.
I've got a beautiful bottle of olive oil sitting on my desk that I used its corpse to grind while we were on break.
We are still live in the moment. And if there was ever a time to reach back into the past or the future,
which is the theme of these games.
Yeah. Exactly.
The theme of both of these games is about how that's a bad thing and we should not do it. And we should blow up a professor trying to do so.
That's what a cop would say.
All
Riley.
for Dolive, say I.
I'm Pommy.
Anybody else?
All in favor of Knackley, say salt.
Salt.
3-2. We put an entire family tree in the ground.
3-1 to 1.
We killed an entire family.
You don't get to feel guilty about that because you voted out both of the other ones.
There were 10 matchups left in the first round. I want to take a second and showcase what Friday or Thursday looks like.
Friday.
Friday, yes.
Yeah. Friday, we have the end of this next round, and also Fluttermane versus Ironmoth, Wochien versus Meridian, Tinkaton versus Garganackle, Pterodactyl versus Graveyard, Flamigo versus Clodsire, Cydops, Rettler, Tandemouse, Golden Nego, Fuecoco, Iron Valiant, Glamora versus Cetotl, Sprigatito, Tadpole, Valencia, Brambleghast, Scavillain, Skeledirge, Varoom, Charcadet, Toadschool, Palmo, Palafin, Slitherwing, Low Kick, Strudel, Nimble, Wug Trio, Knacklestack, Shandy Shocks, Crackalore, Orthworm, Cloth, and Nassel. There's 100.
Gotta
at
catch
least 150
Pokemon.
or more to see. Be a Pokemon master is my destiny.
And on that copyright strike, I think it is time to bring this stream to a close. Dan, thank you again for joining us. Who are you? Where can we find you?
Well, you can find me at a lot of places. You can find all those places on biggerchallenge.card.co. That includes my podcasts, which are Pod of Greed, a Yu-Gi-Oh podcast. We have finished Yu-Gi-Oh GX, and we are next week we're going to record our first episode on Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds.
That's the motorcycle one, right?
Yep, that's the motorcycle one.
Vroom vroom.
Has anyone made a 5Ds nuts joke yet?
Oh, all the time.
Okay, never mind. I thought I might be giving you something new. Never mind.
5Ds nuts. So you can listen to the Sonic Shuffle Sonic podcast. We have been on a bit of a break. I need to upload the last episode recorded before the break, and our next recording is going to be on some episodes of Sadam. Something I've realized is we are a little less than halfway through Sadam.
Godspeed.
You can listen to Video Games, the movie, the podcast, video game movie review podcast I do with my friend Maxie. Our most recent recording was on the 2016 Warcraft film. We had some fun with that one. It's a weird movie. Our next one will be on Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within. You can also listen to Wow Cool Robot, a Gundam podcast. I'm on for the coverage of Gundam Build Fighters. We're pretty close to being done with that. Like, we have one regular episode, then the mailbag, and that's it. You can listen to... Actually, that's all of them. Yeah, the other ones are podcasts that aren't active anymore. So, Twitter, Tumblr, Bigger Challenge. Co-host, Big Challenges. Art Tumblr, Biggest Art. Xbox_holiday, where Usher celebrates holidays with Xbox. Mentioned at the start of this episode. Remember that?
It's the most important one.
Also my Fur Affinity. I just upload stuff I commission onto there. Alright, that's it for me.
Alright.
Andrew, take us out.
It's been so long, I forget how these usually end, so I'm just going to go ahead and say bye.